Good morning students, welcome to the English class. I am Dr. Tripti Gupta from Shivjyoti Education Group Kota. Today we are going to take up a revision session of your footprints book. Okay. So students, let us start with chapter number 1, a triumph of surgery. This has been written by James Harriet. Okay. The subject of this story, that is the protagonist, is a pet dog which is spoiled by its owner. So, basically there is a spoiled pet and its owner here is being a lady here who has spoiled the dog by making him to feed enormously, and now it has become it has put on enormous weight. Okay. So, the owner, she has indulges her dog so much with food and other comforts that the dog has become overweight and cannot even walk properly. Now, so what exactly the situation of the dog has, that it has stopped moving, now it has stopped eating also, and because of overweight it is suffering from lots of disorders in its various movements of its body. Now, to overcome this situation, she has gone to our protagonist here, the veterinary doctor. Okay. Now, finally, the dog has been taken to a veterinary doctor who treats the dog without using a single medicine. Now, the doctor here, he identifies that what is the situation of this dog, and he understands that just because of the overweight, this dog is been suffering from all these disorders. Now, the dog Tricky here, he is being given a complete medication even without using a single medicine, but for that reason he was required to be there with the veterinary doctor, and it has to be admitted for 15 days. Okay. Because this was not possible for the veterinary doctor to take up that treatment in presence of its owner. Okay. So, the dog is left with all other dogs so that it can play and get the much needed physical exercise. So, basically what the doctor planned is, he just told the owner here that she has to, Madam Pumphrey, she has to just go back and she has to leave the dog here under the care and supervision of the veterinary doctor, and what he told that he needs to take up a surgery so that he can be treated. Okay. Now, with this course of treatment, he is required to be there in the clinic for 15 days. Okay. Now, with this Mrs. Pumphrey, she left the dog Tricky in his clinic. Okay. Now, after that, after a period of enough physical activities, the dog loses much of its fat and becomes hale and hearty. So, finally, he was being given a restricted diet and he was being allowed to take up lots of physical exercise along with the other dogs who were there in the clinic, and with the passage of time for few more days, when he just took up that regime of losing fat, finally the dog was being fine after losing its weight, and he was being now an active dog with lots of indulged in lots of playful activities, and finally he was being as active and as playful and completely healed, and he has now come out of that consequences of that overweight situation. Okay. Now, in that manner, finally the doctor was being able to treat Tricky, and the owner of Tricky, Mrs. Pumphrey, she was being also very delighted to find her dog back to be active and healthy, and she thanks Mr. Harriet, and he the dog was being taken back by Mrs. Pomfrey. So, this was our first story, that is the triumph of surgery. Now, students, let us move to our next chapter for the revision, that is the chapter number 5, footprints without feet. Now, this chapter is been a story about a scientist who has discovered a medicine, a potion which can make a person invisible. Now, this story has been written by H.G. Wells. Okay. Now what this scientist, he was a bit short tempered and a crazy kind of person, and what he did, he just swallowed that medicine, that what he discovered, and the scientist, he turns to become invisible. Now he started making lots of mischiefs, and he was being jealous, he was being envious of, and wanted to take revenge from his landlord. So he just put his house on fire and left the house. Now when since it was a very chilly time, it was very cold at that time, so it was very difficult for him to move without clothes, because now he was invisible. So he just put off all his clothes, and now since he was been roaming around on the streets of London, and he was been without clothes in that chilly winter, now he could not survive like that. So what he did, he just went to a supermarket and he steals clothes from a supermarket, then he steals lot of cash also. He he just took shelter in that supermarket. He had food also, he stole that food, and he had drinks over there. He took clothes also from there, and finally in the morning he just played lot of mess, he created lot of mess, and he just went away from there. Okay. Now this was a problematic aspect for him, how to manage the things in such a crowded place. So he decided to leave London, and that is why, to avoid getting notices, the scientist moves from London to a small village. Now here, when he comes to this small village, he just went to a local inn in that village, and in that local village he stayed over there. He hired a room, and there he stayed over for some, like he promised that he will be paying the amount, and the moment he was been out of cash while he was been staying over there, he promised the lady who was been running that inn that he will just pay the money as he is expecting a check. But the very next day, what he did, he went to the clergyman's house and he stole money over there. Okay, see here, when he is out of money, he steals from a clergyman's house, and the local police and the couple who was running that inn, they were being suspicious of the various activities of this person, and they, out of suspicion, when the local police was being called, and the people, they also helped police, and out of suspicion they were inquiring to the scientist here. Okay. Now this scientist, he escapes the police because he was been invisible. So the sergeant who came to who was there, the sergeant who came to capture the scientist was unable to catch him because he was been invisible, and he threw all of his clothes, and all of a sudden he disappeared and he escaped from that village. So in this manner, finally there were hardly the people were not being able to catch this crazy scientist. Now, so this was the story of our footprints without feet. Now students, let us move to our next set of revision of the chapter, the necklace. Now, so students, now let us move to our next chapter, that is the making of a scientist. This is chapter number 6. Now, the making of a scientist is a story of a scientist which has been written by Robert W. Peterson, and here Ebright, the scientist Ebright is been his complete journey of achievement and how he achieved the complete how he was been able to get the rewards and various he reached such a high level of the scientific world. So Richard Ebright is the person, is the scientist who is been, whose story is being talked here in this particular chapter. This article is an account of a curious child channelizing his curiosity to become a scientist. So when he was a very small child, he was been living in Pennsylvania. The town was Reading, and in that town he was being quite alone over there. He was not having any playmates. That's why collecting various things was his hobby, and he started channelizing his lots of energy towards enhancing his curiosity, and that is why Ebright was a highly curious child since his childhood. Even his mother, she also was been helping Ebright to enhance his curiosity. She used to bring lots of equipments like telescope, microscope, various kinds of scientific tools for him to enhance his curiosity. Okay. His only companion during the childhood was his mother, okay, and she helped in further deepening his curiosity. So she was the lady who his mother, who was basically responsible for making him to be enough curious to finally take on the scientific researches to be his activity where he indulged the most. Okay. His journey, Ebright began his journey by collecting butterflies. So the most fascinating collection which he made was of butterflies. He collected 25 species of butterflies which were there around his locality. After that, he worked on tagging the monarch butterflies so that the scientists community could be benefited. So after that, he was being given a book, that is the Travels of Monarch X. So this book was being brought by his mother, Ebright's mother, and in that book he got associated with a scientist who, that is Dr. Urquhart, and he took up tagging of monarch butterflies involving in a research activity which was taken up by Dr. Urquhart. Okay. Now later on he did research on the utility of gold spots on pupa of monarch butterfly. So as he found, as he was moving towards the higher grades, when he was in grade 7, he took up he participated in a science fair where he lost, he did not win over there. So for the next year he took up another he took some of the suggestions from Dr. Urquhart and worked on that, and he came up with a project for science fair. Now in that project he was been working on identifying the utility, the purpose of these gold spots which was present on the pupa. There were 12 tiny gold spots, okay, of the monarch butterfly. So he kept on researching that, and finally during that research it led to a discovery of a insect hormone which was responsible for the overall development of butterfly. Now after that he became famous when his paper on working of cell was published in a scientific journal. So he kept on his research work year after year and started working in some of the systematic labs of army headquarters, also in the department of agriculture also. He kept on working on in all those professional laboratories, and later on when he was been working on that insect hormone, he led towards the working of cell, that how a cell reads the blueprint, and he found the that in the DNA which he found, and then he made the models, and he took the X-ray and he just studied the chemical structure also of DNA. So in this manner he finally led towards the research on basically which was working on cells. So he wrote a research paper along with one of his roommates. Okay. So after that he research paper got published in a science journal also. Now Ebright, he participated in many science exhibitions, but winning an award for the sake of winning was never his goal. Now his teachers used to, one of his teacher, he used to admire Ebright a lot, as he was been a very great researcher, and he admired his skills that he used to put extra efforts for searching out the various topics. Not only his research work, also he is good in debates, and that is how he admired that he wins the various competition just not for the sake of winning, but because he wanted to perform up to the best level. Okay. Now with this, finally he participated in those exhibitions because he wanted to do the task as best as that could be done. With that, finally Ebright was been one of the renowned scientists of the of this scientific world. Now the author has finally described that the curiosity, the intelligent brain, and finally the determination to search out, to work on the scientific researches will lead to making of a scientist. So this is how finally this chapter is being described by Robert W. Peterson. So students, this was the chapter in a gist for you. So students, we will take a revision session of rest of the 3 chapters of footprint in our next video. Oh, thank you students.